What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Read Homestuck 2 Beyond Canon. I'm actually a few days late on this because I'm dumb. So I assumed, so I found out the updates were going to be monthly for this, right? And I had assumed that it would come out on the same day, the 25th. Day the 25th comes, and I check my clock, and I'm like, oh, it's 25th. That was yesterday. Check the thing. Shit updated on the 23rd. So truly, I have to check every day. Now that that's out of the way, let's actually continue on. It's been about a month. I'm probably already, I think I don't even remember what happened. But we're going to start up anyway. Chapter 1, Ghost Flusters. This chapter contains abuse, trauma, and alcoholism? Okay. Exciting. Okay, isn't this John's house? Or is it Jane's house? Because there's fact. Okay. The void resounds. Space seizes and warps at... I just woke up. Alright, that's my excuse for why I can't read today. See, I haven't even finished my coffee. Did I spill some? No, my body's just warm all of a sudden. Cool. The void resounds. Space seizes and warps as the bounds of relevance erode away to nothing but the wishful nostalgia of times past. There is a hole in the middle of the universe, and it is hungry. But the denizens of this particular iteration of Earthsea don't know it. All of this is just business as fucking usual for a planet plagued by war, continuous inclement ghost weather, and the general malaise of being absolutely severed from canon. They've spent their days absorbed in the petty and pointless pursuits of having jobs and raising families and falling in love. God, wished it wasn't me. In the midst of this, a middle-aged man kneels in the garden. It isn't his garden, but he already has a name. And he already has a name, but we'll begin our story with him regardless. Plants. I don't know why I just had a moment trying to get through that first sentence. Dude, something's super wrong with me today. I don't know what it is, but I feel really off. Plants, Jake has decided, are really the best sort of chums. They are quiet, friendly, and easy to please. All they need is a little water and fresh earth, and they are perfectly happy to lie there all day in the sun. And they don't make increasingly inhumane arms deals and appear on talk shows expounding the dangers of interspecies marriage. They never have, as far as Jake knows. Fuck the clown. All right, so I think I stumbled over that paragraph a lot. Something is wrong with with all of my sensory things, my senses. I'm an idiot. Like my eyes feel like they're shaking. And I don't know, I'm just sort of anxious. But let's talk about that for half a second. I forgot who it was. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Jane right now. Because, if I don't remember what the fuck happened. Oh, that's also a thing. So it turns out, after finishing reading those epilogues, recaps last time, I actually realized I'd never read the epilogues. I thought I did. I thought I read the epilogues. I ended up thinking that was the S end or whatever shit. I was wrong. There was more after that. No one told me this. So at some point I might actually have to go back and read those epilogues in full. But I kind of don't want to. Is this Jake? Oh no. I mean, I don't hate it, but come on. Come on. Oh. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm going to keep taking sips of my coffee. Oh, my My tongue is so dry. All right. John has been an incredible pal, opening up his home to Jake and his son on such short notice, and even offering them a pair of pants, as well as a shirt that he has so far neglected to put on. John's house doesn't have air conditioning. It's a charming little cottage, but it could sure as acres use some airing out and dusting. Thank you. Jesus. Just for a pun, my brain shut off. Not even a pun, just for a wordplay. Fuck it. And just general upkeep. The old place really has gone to seed since John's been away. Jake shudders to think of the sort of state his own mansion is in. Jane will probably have it demolished now, he imagines. It, like the rest of his assets, is in her name. She had seen to that as soon as they were married. Wow. Back at Chez Crocker, there had been a legion of hired help to take care of the in and outs running a household. Jane's far too busy to bother with such things, and Jake, well, he just never bothered. Why should he, when there are other people to take care of it for him? But the decades of easy living don't change the fact that he spent the first 16 years of his life in the deep, lush bush of the South Pacific jungle. There certainly had been no one to cook and clean and bring down the big game then, besides his grandma. But she had him shooting as soon as he could hold the pistol. Jesus, bro. I just touched my eye and it closed. Oh my lord. No pistols are shot today, but Jake is determined to have the place in tip-top shape by the time John gets back from wherever he is. He hasn't seen much of Tavros today either, but that's not unusual. He's probably out playing with his Kismesis, the one he thinks Jake doesn't know about. He washes the floors and windows, cleans a toilet or three, and chases a family of squirrels out from the inside of the attic wall. They chitter angrily at him, but he does not back down. This sounds kind of quaint and okay. I like how now that we have a close-up, it's just Jake, but more all right. Oh, this one's short. As the day wears on and the shadow grows longer, Jake washes the dirt out from under his fingernails, and his eyes fall on the bottle still sitting on the counter. John had opened it, but together they had barely touched the stuff. Jake had promised him and Tavi he'd dry up his act and all. But, well, please don't. Okay. One thing at a time. They had a warning about alcoholism, and that's the only reason I'm scared now. It's because, I would just think this is a good thing of him getting a beer. But, oh, shit! Okay. Why? That's the compass sun, isn't it? Oh. What? Oh, shit. This is a flashback. Let's get it. Bro, I keep zooming in into not even the middle of the page. It makes me mad. Maybe I should zoom in a little more. I just want to make sure that I can read this. The jungle air is heavy, humid, and familiar. 20 years on, and the thick drag into his lungs settles him on a blanket of nostalgia, reassuring in his discomfort. A pistol is strapped to his leg, and all around him shadows move in slow, threatening sweeps. He is deeper in the jungle than he had ever ventured in his waking hours. There had been places on his island that not even his gran would tread, and she had been the bravest person he'd ever know. Here there be monsters. Jake doesn't recognize anything. The jungle of his dream is wild and unknown, and there are things moving in the dense undergrowth. He slaps a mosquito on his neck. Sweat drips into his eyes. He drops a hand to his gun, the tension prickling hot and tight at the base of his neck. A sudden wind thrashes the canopy. There are pine needles in his mouth. There aren't any pine needles in the jungle. All right. That's true. It's a very good observation. The only warning Jake gets is a resonant growl that seems to come from every direction at once. Before the monster is on him, A lithe creature of darkness and fury with more legs than anything mammalian has a right to do. With more legs than anything mammalian has a right to. He has a lot of goddamn legs. He hits the ground hard enough to drive the breath out of him, but he doesn't have time to catch it. He has to run. He knows in the deep, prophetic way of dreams that he is no match for this monster. It's right behind him. It's hot, damp breath waffling his hair. What does it feel like to be eaten? He's about to find out. That don't look like a monster. This is a snazzy... Yo, why hasn't this color been used more often? This is a very nice, like purple, I hesitate to say. It's a very dull purple. Also, the fingerless glove on this hand is probably Dirk. Okay, he's being taken. Yeah, it's Dirk. Okay. You know what? I kind of like this look. It's not exactly the same as I'm used to. God damn it. I forget about the tattoo. Oh, no, I like this. A little longer, a little more realistic looking, I guess. I don't know. Oh, fuck. Now they're talking and shit. Fun. Okay. I don't remember my Dirk voice. I think it's just my voice. But I think Jake I know has to have an English accent. Let's try that one. Who? Dirk. You're welcome. But you're dead. Nah. Yeah. Yes, I know you all that much. I saw your body. I carried your coffin chock full of all those stupid fucking swords. Nope. Don't nope me, mister. I know a dead Dirk when I see one. Sure, you do. But that wasn't me. Are you really surprised to find out that I got a couple of spares? So what you're saying is you aren't my Dirk. That's a whole nother conversation than what we're really having time for. Pertaining to exactly who or what your Dirk actually contributes. Do you mean the Dirk from your timeline? Then yes, that Dirk is dead. If you mean the Dirk that you fucked and then ghosted, no, I'm not your Dirk. And if you mean the Dirk that you felt closest to, that you really knew, I thought you said we didn't have time for this conversation. I just wanted to know how you can be here and also in the ground. Dude, actually, you know what? I think I might be high. I think that's what it is because I can't even do an accent right now. I can't even do my accents. Oh my god, usually they come to me like nothing. Holy shit. But this sounds like I sound like a little boy pretending that his British friend is here and that, you know what? Fuck, continue reading. You let a guy spend a couple of decades at a dominatrix's trophy husband. As a dominatrix, you let a guy spend a couple decades as a dominatrix's trophy husband and he forgets all about his old friends. Fucking rough. What about the good times, Jake? What about when I almost made you shit your pants in front of the blue girl? Ah! Brain Ghost Dirk in the ghosty flesh. Crumbs, bro. Where have you been? What is wrong with me? I'm doing that voice. I've never done that voice. Crumbs, bro. Where have you been? I could have used someone on my side. You just disappeared one day without even the old toodaloo till you mock your passing. I lost a lot of air just now on those bees. That was strange. That isn't strictly true. I did disappear, but it was in a catastrophic blaze of hope-drenched pathos, and I even threw out a couple of one-liners. But you wouldn't remember that. Because it was a different Dirk? No, a different Jake. Until recently, there's been a shortage of ambient narrative relevance for Dirks, since one particular motherfucker has been sucking it up dry like a thirsty little twink at his first interspecies rave. Twink? Cripes, this is confusing. It appears that no matter what timeline we're inhabiting, I can count on you to be absolutely impenetrable. Don't worry about it right now. It's not important. I'm here, and that's what matters. I suppose I'll just have to trust you. Yeah, Good luck with that. Good. Yeah, I'm apologizing in advance for this really bad accent. Not to toot my own horn and say that what I normally do sounds really good or accurate, but like I'm catching myself right now listening to how weird I sound. You know what? I should check something. I'm going to check. Okay. Consciousness hits Jake like a bottle of the back of the head. In fact, the bottle is on the table, tipped over and sluggishly dripping from the mouth. The kitchen reeks of whiskey and his head pounds. At least he'd been home alone, and nobody had seen him slip back into his old habits. Strange days, Jake thought to himself, and strange dreams. That was a real humdinger of a nightmare. He hasn't dreamed of Dirk in years, and it felt so real. Almost like he could have reached out and touched him. He misses him. I thought this was going to be like an animated thing, but it's just his hand. Brain Ghost Dirk? Apparently? Yeah, basically. Alright, cool. Yeah, Brain Ghost Dirk. Let's get this shit, bro. He's wearing the fucking shirt. I love this stupid hat shirt. What inflaber-giving fuck? That's really bad. Flibbergating? Yeah, that's not a word. Dirk, sup? Am I still dreaming? I had to tell you that my dream hangovers are usually nearly not this bad. I wasn't going to say anything, but holy shit, dude, you've really let yourself go. Not to say the sloppy drunk look isn't working for me, because it absolutely is, but come on, man. You've passed out in a puddle of your own drool, and what the fuck is that on your face? My face? What do you mean on my face? The mustache, Jake. Whose idea was that? Oh, you don't like it? I didn't say that. Point is, you're a fucking wreck, and no amount of well-maintained facial hair is going to be enough to hide that. Not for me. Now see here, Buster. You don't know the situation. You haven't even been here. We've had this conversation before, Dingus. I'm you, I'm me, but I only exist because of your powers. The fact that I'm manifesting here in the new universe outside of the dream is evidence of it in itself for just how absolutely boned you are. What are you doing? There's a war happening. All your friends are out there fighting, and you're just here, what? Dusting? Taking care of a house that nobody actually uses? You've been a useless sack of shit for 2 decades. I'm here to kick your ass back into active duty. You spent years feeling sorry for yourself, totally convinced you made the wrong choices and that it's all over. And it's easier that way, isn't it? If you're a lost cause, you don't have to try to be better. But you do want to be better. Remember all those dreams about adventure, life, love? Remember when Tavros was born and there were so many things in this world you wanted to show him? Beautiful things, Jake. But none of those are going to come from sitting around and playing house husband with your ecto-son. Jesus. That was a mouthful all of a sudden. Just slap that bitch in the page. Look at this like wall of yellow text. Jesus. I got through that pretty well though. But here we go, accent time. Well, what do you propose I do if you're so gosh darn brainy? I'm a cracking good marksman and no slouch when it comes to fisticuffs. But what good am I in a war? I've got some panic, but I can hardly hold my own in the face of an army. What side am I supposed to be fighting on? For Jane or against her? Against her, obviously. What the fuck, dude? But you were the one who wanted her to run in the first place. You wrote her bloody speeches. I did the voice. Yeah, I did. And every single one of them kicked ass. I wanted Jane to be the democratically elected president, not a cake-slinging Jeff Bezos with great rack. Does she have a great rack? I don't know about that. Jeff who? Oh. Yeah, I don't want... that's my boss. I hate that he's my boss. Don't worry about it. Point is, you have a chance to make a difference. You're in the perfect position to infiltrate the operation. Like a spy. Don't try to tell me that it doesn't appeal. Don't try to tell me it doesn't appeal to you. Sexy little suit, slick back hair, a bunch of weapons hidden in unlikely places. We're both liking the idea of this more and more. Well, I do look fetching in a cummerbund. Wait, no! You tricked me with the thoughts of spies and hijinks and two bros who were against the world. I left Janie. There's no going back now. She isn't exactly the sort of live and let live, you know. That's horse shit, and we both know it. Jane would take you back in a second. She loves you. Pshaw. Not to be maudlin brain Ghost Dirk, Jake, but Jane hasn't cared about me in a very long time, if she ever did at all. I thought you knew everything I do. There's a part of you that still hopes, and you can't help it. You'll never be able to help it. You're going to hope for a brighter future until you're in the ground. Better you than me, honestly. Sounds exhausting. You're going to do this, and we both know it. So why are we even still arguing? I'm gonna take a break here, and then eat some food for breakfast, and hope that's well. Actually, not even eat the food. I'm gonna order food because I have food I can microwave right now, but I really don't. Like, I'd rather save that for dinner. That's the kind of financial situation I'm in. I was just ordering food, so I'm fresh off. I'm fresh on. I got up a little bit, did some walking. Is that the goddamn Crocker spaceship? All right. Well, I got some juice. I ordered food. I walked around a little bit. I should be good. But what the fuck is this? Does Jane still have access to this thing? This must be Jane's office. This could only go bad places. If I remember how these epilogues go. Boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, Jake. Something awful has happened. It has? You mean more awful than usual? I know Jane also sometimes gets an accent, but like to me, Jane sort of talks like fucking like I imagine what Betty Boop sounds like. What I imagine she sounds like. I don't know if she even sounds like anything, but because I don't know anything about Popeye lore, but like a fucking 50s sexy woman is how I imagine her talking. I hate it. The opposition has taken Tavros, Jake. They've finally shown their true colors. I knew it was only a matter of time before they attacked our family directly. Oh, ha ha. Well, the scamps. It is then that Jake realizes that Jane isn't mad because she never realized he was gone. It makes sense. There had been plenty of times when the two of them didn't cross paths for days at a time. The perils of living in a mansion, he supposes. She seems to have forgotten that she had been cross with them the last time they met, because now that Gamzee is gone, there's no one left to talk to. She recovers from her crying jag with grace, straightens up and wiping her face. Miraculously, her mascara remains unstreaked. Even in moments of vulnerability, she is bulletproof. Well, I mean, I thought she just got up from crying, but all right. These pages are kind of short, all things considered, in Homestuck fashion. Jake stands there and listens as she lays out her plans of vengeance and violence, and he makes himself smile, and he makes himself nod. Honestly, it's not unlike any other night he spent with Janie lately. God, ew. Right down to the pit of misery gnawing somewhere below his belly button. All of it seemed to be made worse by the occasional wry glint in her eye, or moment of self-deprecation in the slant of her mouth. It reminds him of the Jane he used to know. Or the Jane he thought he used to know. And then there's the ghostly presence of his former beau. I think it's beau, right? Oh. Then there's the ghostly presence of his former boo and best bro. That's different. At first, Dirk stands at Jake's elbow, a one ghost support staff, before he appears to lose interest in Jane's rant and wanders across the office, reading the spines of books and spending way too long staring at a startlingly phallic piece of installation art. The provenance of which Jake doesn't know, but could hazard a guess it wore a codpiece. Then he settles on Jane's desk, propping his ghost butt, and just sort of, well, here's a picture of what he does. Oh, dear. Yeah. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's more like Whatever the case, it's distracting, and by the time Jane loses steam and dismisses Jake from her presence, he's thoroughly exhausted from attempting to pay attention to his supervillain wife while trying not to look at the crotch of a ghost man from his brain. I mean, I'm not gonna blame you. Dirk is a sexy man. And I just say, I actually kind of really like this. I think I mentioned before. No, I mentioned that I like the way these are drawn. Like, they do look physically older. But, like, this design choice for Jake, A1. Dirk, I don't think I can do this. What do you mean? You just did it. You kicked ass back there. I didn't do anything. I just stood there and felt bad about myself. All according to Keikaku. It worked. Congratulations. It's only I promised I would never... What? Oh. It's only I promised I'd never come back here. Promised? Promised who? Myself. I decided that enough was right and jolly well enough. You could say you know your... Joe, I hate this. I hate reading this. I forgot that Jake talks like this. Gee. You say you know your onions when it comes to me and my troubles, but you just keep asking stupid questions. John and I had quite the gab fest the other night, and I felt hopeful for the first time in years. Like I really could turn over a new leaf, and it felt like berries from here on out. I really didn't think I'd fall off the wagon so quickly. I don't think being here is good for my emotions, to be honest. Yeah, probably not, but that's okay. They don't matter. Oh, I suppose you're right with the masculinity and all that. A true man's lip remains stiff even in the harshest of circumstances. I don't know anything about stiff lips, dude, but that's not what I meant. It's not because you're a man, you're a god. Oh, right, that. The world comes first, even at the expense of all your relationships and personal happiness. That's what being a hero means. I guess I never really thought about it like that. What a true hero. I like this screen a lot. I like this. This is very nice. Think about what you want. Think what you want about Jane, but at least she realizes that none of you could ever be normal, and she never bothered to try. Can it really be a god complex if you're actually a god? People like us don't get happy endings. That's bleak, Dick. I don't think I could possibly believe that. I know you're born from all the little bits and bobs inside my mind, and boy, I don't think I've ever thought something like that even on my darkest days. Yeah, that's probably more a Dirk thought than a Jake one. I told you, it's hard to tell sometimes. Is that really how Dirk felt about the whole gosh darn time? It doesn't matter. No. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of awkward, isn't it? Oh, no, this is the last page. Bruh. Bruh. That's what. Not a lot happened on this up. Bruh. I gotta wait till next month for more. You're kidding me. Alright. Not a lot. That was actually very little. I can probably splice together both of these recordings. Yeah, I guess I'll do that and just make like one 40-minute video. I don't even have a lot to update. We had a couple Jake is going through it. That's it. Like, what is that? Like this Earth C universe Jake? Oh, whatever. Yeah, this has been JP. Don't die until my next video comes out.